What up, what up? It's the Chief Kaseek Ortiz.
Tyrant333, and this is Figure It the Fuck Out.
Yes, sir.
And we back in this bitch. We got a great conversation for you today, and we're talking about the hip-hop implosion. Boom.
Right from the inside. Bubble guts.
Yeah, that shit's, man, it's, you see a lot of different things in the news, in the industry. I'm sure everyone's on social media. You see a lot of different changes happening in hip-hop. It's really a fucking tower moment right before your eyes. And a lot of different things are happening. It could be scary for some of y'all who just started music. And for the people who are vets, it could be even scarier if you've been doing this for a long period of time and to see it, we're at the point it is now.
We almost have to assume that a lot of these people that are watching us don't even know this shit's going on. And they're probably trying to like figure out, how am I even gonna make it through this music shit?
Yeah, there's definitely that.
Yeah.
Like,
they don't know what's going on.
First of all right, what do you want to start with first? Do you want to start? Let's start with the labels.
All right, let's start with the labels then.
So labels right now, they're like the mafia. I always talk to this dude about it. They're like the mob. They got a lot of money invested in the music industry.
Yep.
They have a lot of catalog.
Yep.
They own a lot of masters. They have a lot of artists on payroll. And not on top of that, they just have a lot of companies on payroll. Spotify, movies, big companies and corporations out there. People who are in high up places.
Yeah.
Put it that way. So they have a nice position just in hip hop. So we're the culture, but they're the corporate.
Yeah.
And over the years, we've seen labels really, especially over the past, I want to say like 5 years, there's no development like we've been saying. They just put money behind somebody and see where they can take them.
Right.
And they've been operating more or so like the banks. So there's no development. They're here like the banks.
Yeah.
They got a foothold in it, and they're trying to figure out how they can keep their foothold in the music industry.
Right.
And they're doing different things, buying up different companies. I don't know if you want to touch on that.
Yeah.
They are making sure that different things are changing in the industry that is going to make it even harder for independents. And, you know, that's a whole different thing that's happening in the industry that a lot of artists are not privy to.
Right. The information might be there. They might have seen something here and there. They might not even be taking it that serious. Like when we did that episode about how the big layoff was happening and they were talking about Warner Music trying to buy Believe Music, which ended up falling through. Like they ended up not buying it. It was kind of like, why do they want to buy up all these independent distribution companies? And then you start realizing all these layoffs start happening. It's kind of funky and funny that Warner was trying to do that with Believe, which also owns TuneCore, but then they have a huge layoff, and now you have like Kevin Liles and all these other people who are head execs at these companies all stepping down. It's like they're doing like a clean sweep of everything, and you're kind of like wondering what's going on.
Yeah, it's crazy because like there's people who were just shifting positions.
Yep.
We were looking into different music executive roles. There was a lot of, in like a year or two ago, there was a lot of positions opening at different labels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, within 6 months to a year, all those people shifted, fired, went to different companies.
Right.
So just imagine being an artist who just got signed last year, year or 2 years ago.
You're probably already dropped.
You're dropped. They're like, fuck it.
Nobody tells you. You find out through social media that.
I'm sure a lot of people out there, they saw Guap or Gucci.
Yep.
He was on making a video talking about, the only artist I'm keeping on my label is Pooh Shiesty and Fujiano. Everyone else is dropped.
Right.
Picture being that artist who just found out about it, thought you just got signed at 1017 last year. Yep. Everything's good, you're on.
Yep.
And then you just see that on TikTok or Instagram the next day.
Yep.
You know, or the next year.
Yeah.
And that's the reality of what's really happened for a lot of artists.
A lot of people are happy.
Things are in flux.
Literally. Like I said, execs are stepping down. These execs are stepping down. Now artists are getting basically fired or removed from their record label. A certain A&R brought you into Atlantic or Universal, but 2 months down the road, 3 months down the road, or even shorter, they leave the company Now your relationship with that company, they're not going to push you because you're not with such and such that you came in with. So they're kind of looking at you like, we don't even want you here in the first place. When you get shelved.
When sports teams, like when they fire the head coach, they usually fire the whole coaching staff along with them.
Right.
So I'm sure it's kind of like the same shit in the music industry. That you fire the CEO or the person, the head of the organization, all the people you brought on, it's like, we got to rework this whole thing.
Pure business. Nothing like is personal. Like they are like, when they say, fuck it, you're getting cut, it's like, you're getting cut. They don't care about your relationship with nobody.
And I'm hearing rumblings that there's a whole nother thing in the industry. Like, I've talked about this on other channels and stuff like that, but the AI, you know, they're really trying to figure out a way to capitalize on all music, you know, not pay artists, have even robots maybe even make the music, which I don't know how long it'll take for people to just want to hear robot artists. They want to hear people like you that really want to build a relationship, build your brand.
The people that are in the culture though want to hear that. But the regular day consumer, I don't think they really give a fuck.
As long as it sounds good.
As long as it sounds good.
Yeah, that's the scary part.
That's the scary part is that I want to hear, and you might want to hear, but if you weren't in the music industry and you were just some regular Joe Schmo working a 9-to-5 on the hamster wheel, stuck in the matrix, do you really care?
So there was an artist that had a bunch of AI.
That
you said you were telling me about.
I wish I remember his name, but I think he does regular music. He's an artist. I think it wasn't really getting anywhere. So he was like, let me just learn this AI, develop this AI situation where he was taking these records and he would do them in different genres. So it'd be like the same record, but it would be like a rock version, or this version, or that version. And then like he would name each artist kind of something different, but now he was collecting a whole bunch of checks. I believe what happened was that the labels caught on to him and tried to shut him down because he had no partnerships with these people. He was really just an independent person. Figured out a way to make money, you know, and that's hard for an artist too. It's like, yo, my music is not working out. Let me just get my foot in the door, make this AI shit go. And now you have labels at your door talking about you can either get with us or we're gonna shut your whole shit down.
That goes more on the monopoly of it.
Yeah,
like,
the monopoly.
They're trying to figure out how to cut off all angles. Yeah, they let artists that they have signed have streaming bots and all this type of shit and blow up. But now, like you were saying, like we brought up, I think in the previous episode, they're going to buy out these independent distributors and then making sure that they can control who does stuff like that.
Right. And that's what I personally predict is that like a lot of these labels are trying to buy up independent, but they're also flushing out their own system because they plan on actually being the new, what do you want to call it? I guess independent distributor. Instead of it being Universal Music where you just go there to get signed, they are now some upload process where you might be able to whether pay them annually or subscription-based, whatever the case may be, get accepted, and now you're independently distributing your music through a Universal Music or an Atlantic or something like that.
Which is another way they can kind of cut out with paying artists.
They won't have to pay artists as much. They won't have to pay marketing teams as much because now
cutting costs.
Yeah.
And from a business perspective, I can see that's the mode they're going. They're trying, like them having that much money, that's why I call them the mob of the mafia.
Yeah.
Picture about you got you're billionaires, and now all of a sudden things are shifting. Our independent artists have more power to go direct to consumer. You're sitting back like this, like, how can I make and keep my piece of the pie and make sure that I keep getting my bread?
Because like we said, there's no development, so they got rid of the whole artist development side. There's no real marketing inside the label. Their marketing has always been subpar. Like, oh, you need marketing budget? Well, we go through such and such. We're gonna pay the middleman. It's almost like
they're even at the point, if you're that developed enough as an artist, they're gonna give you the marketing budget to just do it yourself.
Right. If you're already marketing it and it's working for you, why do our methods that might fuck it up? We could just give you the money and you market it yourself. That's a whole different, at this point, we don't really need the labels.
They're like a bank. Yeah, the labels they got the bread.
Respectfully, well actually not. I want to say disrespectfully. The labels always have needed the artists. Without the artists, labels would never have thrived. At this point, I think it's the fact that a lot of us artists are starting to realize we don't fucking need the labels. We needed the labels, yes, for the backing and some of the expertise that they did have. But a lot of those experts are no longer there.
It's phasing out. There's a new era coming in hip hop.
There's a new era. There's people that are coming in.
So talk about what Gorilla did.
all the direct-to-consumer shit, which I thought was really dope, is that it's like people are starting to realize that, yo, if we could just go back to direct-to-consumer like we used to be, whether it be selling cassettes, vinyls, CDs, it doesn't matter if anybody even owns this shit. At the end of the day, we are the culture. If we say MP3 is good, we start getting MP3. If we say Champion, which used to be a terrible brand at Walmart, we say it's hot again. If we start saying, yo, you can't get my music on DSPs, you're forced to buy a CD player or you're forced to buy something to go and listen to that music. You're gonna do it if you really, really love an artist. Some people that might hear what I'm saying might be like, nah, I would never do that. But think of your favorite artist, whether it be a Drake or a Tupac or a Snoop Dogg or whatever the fuck you wanna say. Whoever your favorite artist is. If that one artist was like, yo, you can't get my music unless you buy this CD.
They're gonna buy that shit up. CD. It's gonna sell out.
Will you buy every single CD? No, you might try to find a way to pirate it. Either way, you're gonna try to find a way to get to that one artist that you love.
It definitely will bring them, build the mystique around the whole thing.
Yeah, it would.
Doing that like that.
Would. But Glorilla, you know what I'm saying, has clearly got her ear to the streets because she's still part of the streets like that. You know, she's seeing everybody going direct to consumer. Instead of dropping her debut project right on to DSPs, she's like, how about I just start selling it? Sell it up and then put it on DSPs.
And we talked about this way before this already hit. Like,
I love that she's doing it and I'm loving that people are supporting it. She literally has like different tiers of shit you can buy. I think she was selling like a gold plated or whatever, a gold vinyl.
Yeah.
Like if you buy this, you can get the gold vinyl and this and this. Like she's giving you incentives to buy this shit. You're not just streaming it. You're actually supporting her directly. You're actually a part of changing her life.
Yeah.
In a real major way. I think that's beautiful. I think that's what we need to be doing as artists. So, and labels are catching on to that. And like now they're trying to do the same shit.
See, that's the one thing AI can't replace is those personal relationships. Mm-hmm. Those direct customer relationships and client relationships. They can't go on a live and do what you do.
Yeah.
They can't figure out social cues when you see different facial expressions and how people react to you and figure out how to decipher that and react the right way right now. So that's going to leave a space for us to really get it in this time. I dropped a video like this right now. Mm-hmm. All the experts are going to get pushed to the forefront right now.
Right.
All the fucking people who are just half-stepping and doing this, they're going to get phased the fuck out.
Yep.
And robots are going to replace them.
Yep.
You know, you need to figure out how to not be fucking replaceable.
I think Universal has that stake in the Spotify where they were setting all these cease and desists in place to all these artists that were using AI to generate revenue, which is kind of funny because they'll make it act like it's almost racketeering because it's not really your music and you're doing something like racketeering to kind of get your money. But yet they're doing that so they can put the chokehold themselves because now they are trying to implement being able to use AI, but it has to be that they have to be the partners in it.
Yeah.
So like, that's one way to stop paying songwriters. It's like, yo, if I don't need the next Michael Jackson or next Kendrick Lamar or Drake, I'm just going to have my AI do it. It's already through Universal and I already have
I got Mixbox 3000 or fucking,
you
know, whatever, MJ 3000.
Right.
You know, that's fucking wild.
Shit.
But
I think they put the music out themselves and then they'll generate the revenue and then like it's almost like it's only okay for them to do it.
See, that's interesting. Now, when you say that, they could do that and then put because think about it, like lip singing back in the day.
Yep.
They could take an artist and make him the face, a human like us, make him the face of it, but it's really AI doing the whole fucking thing.
Right.
They're putting their money behind it. We already know we can make you pop with the right marketing and our money, and let's just get that popping.
That's
kind of crazy when you think about it like that.
It's hard to tell an artist that's coming from the slums who wants to change their own life and their family's life, like, hey, I'm gonna give you this multi-million-dollar deal, but I also want to be able to use your voice after you die. And then continue to make music off of you, money off of you.
Wow, okay, that's the kicker, the artist who passed.
Right. So it's like, would you not change?
Image.
Would you not change? Like, would you not take that offer? As an artist, it's like, yo, would you take that offer? Like, yo, I can change my life. I can get my family new houses. Everybody's going to be good.
People would. There's certain people who would.
Right. I'm not sure if I would. I'm still, you know, in my brain as an artist, I'm like, shit, would I do that shit?
Yeah, like what else are you signing away? That's my concerns. Like, are you giving away your fucking consciousness and shit?
Yeah. I don't think
on a hard drive for fucking centuries and they're doing whatever the fuck they want with it.
But AI is getting so good that
Black
you
Mirror
train
shit.
the AI to basically walk like you, talk like you, rap like you, whatever.
Yeah. And there's another thing. There's a reason why we're seeing it's a targeted thing. They're trying to target and destroy hip hop's image right now. Also, in the same breath, you have, the P. Diddy thing plastered everywhere, which it should be, but not as much as it is.
When you think about what it does to hip hop, though, how many records he's been a part of.
That's a big piece of hip hop.
Wipe out our whole entire our generation.
That hip hop shit.
You got no R. Kelly and no Diddy records. Now you can wipe out damn near half of the music.
You got dudes like 1090 Jake coming in, exposing snitches.
Yeah.
Making rappers look like suckers, and a lot of them looking like they're disloyal, and then come right back in the streets. Half of the people don't care, half of them do. But I was talking with Kaseek about this.
Yeah.
Picture if 1090 Jake was in the fucking 90s, exposing niggas.
Right.
You didn't have that.
Artists.
You didn't have the internet.
Imagine finding Diddy was doing that shit early on, or Jay-Z was this, or Snoop was that, or whatever the case may be. The climate would definitely change. And shout out to 1090J, because I looked at shit as like, not only did I respect what he was doing, I respected it even more when he was like, yo, I'm fucking done doing the snitch videos. Because honestly, even though it was gaining the traction, nobody cares that motherfucker is out here snitching.
Yeah.
The streets is fucking dead. Nobody cares about if you snitching. You can snitch today and come back tomorrow and make a hit record and everybody's still gonna fucking love you anyways.
But going back to like the last episode, Take Our Power Back.
Yeah.
They're pushing idiots to the forefront.
Yep.
You got twerkers, you got drill rappers, you got people who just not really bringing any substance to it.
Right.
And then if you're conscious, they're dulling you. They're keeping you on mute. They don't want you to be up in the forefront, one of the biggest rappers or one of the biggest artists.
Yep.
They want to dumb down the culture. They want to dumb down Black and Hispanic people. They want to keep you hypnotized with bullshit.
Yep.
Drill rappers, kill, 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 ho, ho, ho.
Right.
Fucking smoke this, do this drug.
Yeah.
All the negative influences, but they don't like to put the positive influences to the forefront.
Right.
When these rappers are donating to charities, when they're changing their communities, when they're changing their families' lives. They don't want to put that in the forefront.
Yeah, it doesn't.
They want to put the negative in the forefront. And you, as a consumer, and us, as people, as part of hip hop, we need to change that narrative.
Yeah.
Because it's a hypnotic state they're trying to put you in, and they're trying to feed you with bullshit of this is what hip hop is.
Right.
Because it's in the middle of a tower moment right now. All these changes we just spoke about are happening.
Right.
And now, like, what happens when you go through the mud? They're trying to fucking rub you through the mud and make you look as dirty as fucking possible before they shift this whole thing around.
And they're doing it to all of us. Like we said, bad rap is getting a bad rap. It's imploding from the inside. You got colonizers coming into the house of hip hop, trying to make it their own, but then be like, fuck hip hop. Like, it's literally like super, it looks very negative, but at the end of the tunnel, it's going to be all right. It's like we are literally destroying it to rebuild, and it needs to be rebuilt. It's imploding from the inside. We're ripping the walls down. We're crumbling the foundation almost, and we're gonna start almost from scratch. And I kind of like it that way, because I think on this on the new come up, or what I predict is that we are going to be taking that power back. When we talk about Glorilla, dropping an album but doing it direct to consumers or to the fans. I don't even want to call them consumers because these are fans. Like, they're not just consuming the music. These people are like genuinely invested in the person that they love. And I think we need to take that shit back as artists. We need to be pressing up CDs again, doing all this shit again, and building that tribe. We've been talking about all year building a tribe.
Yep.
And now finally people are like, you know what? I'm gonna start building a tribe. All of a sudden, it's like
it's the only
crystal ball that he said I had.
And you got dudes like academics.
Yes.
Joe Budden.
Yep.
Talking about, bro, there's not gonna be no money to give out to artists. They're cutting budgets, they're cutting money they're giving out to these artists.
It's not even just that. They're saying to just leave music alone.
Yeah.
They're both basically all
Quit this
saying
shit.
just quit the shit, stop doing music because there's no money in it. And I hate when motherfuckers, like, I respect it because it doesn't come from nowhere. But also, I push back on it because it's like, y'all have a platform that you speak from that's based off of hip hop. You might not actually be rapping in the videos, but your podcast is about hip hop.
But they came up and now they make more money than rappers.
Yeah.
So they feel like they can say shit like that.
Right. And to me, that's kind of like, yo, like I hear what they're saying, but to a certain degree, when you got people like LaRussell out there, or even Russ, who does more pop, singing, rap music, these people are touching M's in music. So when I hear like there's no money in music, I think it needs to be rephrased. I think it's more so like the labels don't have the money. They're not giving the money.
They're not going to invest the money in you like they were. And just throw out money. Like you saw the past 5 years, it was almost felt like the golden age of hip hop. Even the past 5 to 10 years, they were just signing motherfuckers. Throwing money at the wall and just see what sticks. You meant,
like the golden age. Like, we're just going to sign everything.
You could just be a random dude who just had one hit and now you're getting signed to a multi-million-dollar deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that didn't happen back how we came up.
No, you had to be vetted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So that's what it was. Like people who had bread, a bunch of artists who also came up and made a bunch of money on this shit.
Yeah.
Like who's the next me?
Yeah.
Gucci, who's the next me?
Right.
Jeezy, who's in like all these dudes? Yo Gotti, who's the next me?
Right.
You know what I mean? Just throwing M's at these dudes. They don't work out. They go to prison. You know, fuck it. They're dropped.
Right.
Like, you know, and it's convenient, right? That Gucci keeps the 2 dudes who are in prison, drops everyone else.
Yeah. Well, the other ones are pretty much dead. I don't know anybody else that's
even alive. That's the thing, though. Like, they're pushing drill rap to the forefront, twerking, hoeing, all that shit, and it makes, like, people look at rap like...
Drill is really falling off, to be honest. I don't know. I feel like people are catching that shit. I'm not saying that drill's not around.
People are, like, waking up like, yo, this is really fucking hurting our communities.
Yes.
It's fucking ruining lives. Yeah. People are dying by it.
Right.
This could have been a conversation and niggas are fucking done smoked each other.
Right.
And then smoked each other's family and then it keeps going on and never ends.
Whether
there's a lot of pain behind the street shit. That's what they glamorize it, but they don't get it.
Right.
There's a lot of pain behind the street shit.
Whether it's the fans forcing us or hip hop in itself as a culture, we're forcing ourselves to evolve in that aspect because how many times can you listen about going out and trying to kill everybody? Why is every record you talking about you're killing this and you're killing that, you're killing this and you're killing that? But it's like a lot of people aren't living that lifestyle. Honestly, it doesn't even make sense to even live that lifestyle because we have technology. Like most of the streets that you live on, they have cameras everywhere.
Yep.
You can't just get away with a murder
than it was back in the day.
Even if you thought you got away with the murder, everybody that you thought was getting away is getting caught up.
Yep.
Like Diddy was doing Diddy shit.
They were letting him slide.
Everything was sliding. Now,
I honestly think this is on a side note, he pissed off some billionaires with that whole Ciroc shit.
Right.
And they really were like, all right, it's done. Because there's no way this shit goes on for 30 years.
Yeah.
Now you're a trafficker.
Right.
You know, half of those motherfuckers, maybe even 80% of them were at the parties too.
Right.
You know, I'm not trying to defend the dude, but
when you go down conspiracy lanes, things start to kind of click.
Yeah, when you smell smoke, there's a little bit of fire. But go ahead, my bad. Go off.
Facts. Like I said, back then, shit might have been all right. Maybe if he stopped around a certain time frame, maybe he might be able to coast through life without no hiccups.
Yeah.
But to continue to do this type of behavior, to act like an idiot or start killing people and finding out this, finding out that, it's just going to come right back around. The things that you thought would be able to slide under the radar, most of those people had to have died in order for it to be right under the radar. Everything else is always going to come back to bite you. So when we're talking about now, everybody doing drill music, talking about, yo, I caught you, like they're literally telling on themselves, yo, I caught you on such and such street and I blasted your fucking friend and now I'm smoking them. And then you die 2 weeks later. If you weren't gonna die, you had already told on yourself. And the person that
He's talking about accountability right now.
Yeah.
Like
Facts.
They are glamorizing the negative shit we're doing, but also we're doing the negative shit.
Yeah.
So like, I get what you're saying with that. Like we need to like tone that shit down, be more respectable. And there won't be all this shit to glamorize.
What I say about the accountability is that, like I said, fans or ourselves, it's like how many times can we listen to the same song? That's why I say hip hop in itself is
we're accepting it by keep replaying it and making these dudes hot.
But a lot of us are also tired of it. A lot of us are waking up, like you said.
Why we keep listening to this bullshit?
Right.
Like why is every hit record about twerking or killing somebody or with some negative ass.
I don't hate the
individual.
records. You know what I'm saying? Before, if you look at like how we grew up, which is like the 90s, we had everything.
Yeah.
You had NWAs, but then to counteract and balance that, you had rappers like Common.
Yeah.
Rapping with a conscience.
They let the conscious rap go. They're not letting it seem go. They don't even want a conscious rapper to be in the forefront, right?
You say all the time, too much of something or one thing is still not good for you. We are only rapping about smacking hoes, pimping bitches, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. And I love this music. You know what I'm saying?
It's that, and that's also what they push, the powers that be will push.
Yes.
They're doing that purposely. That comes back to like the purpose, intentional implosion and destruction of what they're trying to do to hip hop.
Right.
You know, like
I love the music.
There's some Jews sitting there like, yeah, make Sexy Red pop. Let that bitch twerk. And let's make these black bitches look like hell. Like, you know, and there's some Jew there sitting like, let's make fucking Lil Durk and all these niggas the fucking face of hip hop.
Right.
Doing drill rap.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there's somebody out there okaying that shit.
I'm not even
purposely.
Is Durk technically?
And I know that's conspiracy shit, but like I'm talking about the niggas who like purposely they're pushing negative shit.
Yeah.
They put that to the forefront for a reason.
The negativity is gonna be there because a lot of it is our life. And there's nothing wrong with rapping about our life and our come up and whatever happened, whether you hustled or had to kill somebody to get to where you're at. Like if you do have to rap about it, sure, go ahead. But at some point, some of it does need to be entertainment. There should be party records. There has to be a gumbo pot of everything. It can't just be like everybody's a drill rapper and everybody's killing everything and everything is just one way. That's just not what rap is. Rap, you know what I'm saying? When you talk about Curtis Blow, his biggest record, These Are the Breaks, is literally about brakes on the car, brakes on, like he was literally talking about what he was seeing, what was breaking the community.
Yeah.
But it was a positive song. You have to balance. There has to be a yin and the yang to it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's records out there that I still love to this day that some people would be scoffed at. You'd be like, oh, I could never listen to this. It was like, nah. When you were talking about how Biggie Smalls had all these great hits, but then he still rapped about lyrics talking about he's got his mans that'll fuck and like, snatch your kids, fuck them in the ass, throw them over the bridge. Yeah. Like, there's certain things that doesn't really have a space anymore. But we would say this shit subconsciously, just be rapping it like, yeah, this shit's a hit record. But then when you start realizing what he said in the lyrics.
People are like waking up and getting more conscious to like the lyrics they're ingesting and shit.
Yeah.
And the different things they're taking in. So
I feel like that way about myself. That's why we had that one episode where I talked about it's almost hard for me to keep talking about bury him. Where it's like, yo, I'm kind of evolving. Like, it's not that I'm not gonna bury you if you fuck with my family, but it's like I don't want to continue to keep talking about
and push the message.
Push the message that I'm trying to kill everything that walks. Granted, I had substance in the song. If you fuck with my family, I bury you. You touch my kids, I'm gonna bury you. This is like a relatable, something that should resonate with anybody who has children or who has family or has somebody that they love. If you touch theirs, they might gonna kill you. Like, that's how I felt. But I can't make every record like I'm sliding up and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Like I can't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Will I have those records still? Sure, if I'm in that mode, I'll do the record. But most of my records are kind of, I'm turning my damn self into a huge gumbo pot.
Yeah, and right now we're seeing a shift back. Like at one point when you started, it wasn't cool to be a hip hop artist.
Right, it's kind of like
the market's over diluted, and now everyone thinks they can rap and do this shit.
I had a home studio. Everybody would clown, like I heard through the grapevine. Oh, he's got a studio at his crib. Blah blah. That's not a real studio. And now everybody and their mom has
going
a home
back
studio.
to home studios. It's going back to like everyone's a rapper. And it's also going back to we're weeding these fuck niggas out who really can't rap and don't really want to do this shit.
And they need to.
Yeah.
And be a good friend. If you're a friend of these people, let them know that they can't rap. Let them know that they should try something more.
Or even if you can't, I can respect if you can't rap, but you're passionate and serious about it and you're going to work your ass off till you can get some type of skill.
That's okay too.
I respect that.
That's
Let
totally
me just say
okay
that.
too.
Like some people can't rap, but they're going to keep working at it. But the passion is the love, is the underlying.
Yes. The passion and love is going to keep you going. But at that point, usually when you do that, you'll still find a way that you fit into this music. Whether it be like you continue to rap, you know, or you start developing skills to engineer or make beats, or you develop skills to teach people how to rap. You could actually just be a teacher. You might not rap that good, but you can still teach somebody how to do it. You're still finding your footing. You're finding your place within the music and in the hip hop itself to move the culture forward. Understand that whatever it is that you're trying to do, make sure that you have the best interests for yourself as well as the culture to move it forward.
Don't make money and then get bougie and be like, fuck hip hop.
Yeah. With that
we can't respect it. Yeah. Yeah, and this is Figure It the Fuck Out. But we gave you another great one here.
Yes, sir. They not like us.